Some were wondering, what am I doing today on September 21st, 2021, Tuesday, with my Ram 3500, which has exactly 75,000 miles on it. I am doing an Amsoil oil change on it. Amsoil Signature Series, just like what I did with my Hyundai, but now I'm doing it for the Ram. Now, the Ram takes 0W40, and when I purchased this oil, you can buy directly from the Amsoil website and buy a preferred membership, and you actually get a discount. And I actually go through enough oil, more so with the Hyundai, that you really see the savings. And the Eben Rockmaker from Synthetic Oil Protection reached out to me. Now, he explains everything far better than I do, so I'm just going to leave a link in the description to his channel and the video that explains what needs to be explained about synthetic oil. And that is that not everyone's synthetic oil is 100% synthetic. Now, quick tree tops, again, Mr. Rockmaker explains it better than me. Legally speaking, for that oil to say full synthetic, it only really needs to have a minimum 25% synthetic oil base. Now, obviously, your higher end brands like Pennzoil Ultra, Royal Purple, they're going to have a much higher content, but even those guys are not necessarily 100%. That's one of the explanations as to why you can have varying qualities with these synthetic oil brands. The only notable synthetic oil that will give Amsoil a run for their money is the Pennzoil Ultra Platinum. But again, if you get a preferred membership and you buy directly from Amsoil with that preferred membership, you actually get this stuff cheaper than the Pennzoil Ultra Platinum. So you got nothing to lose here. And then there's all the money you save doing the oil change yourself. And the last thing I want to touch up on is, of course, the oil filter. Now, yes, Amsoil makes their own oil filters. They're a very superior product. But much like the Hyundai, I have a warranty I want to protect. So for now, I am just going to go with a stock Mopar oil filter. And there is actually a video on the tube of somebody cutting up a Mopar oil filter, and it's actually pretty decent quality inside. So you can see here, I labeled the mileage and the date. Funny, it's September 2021 and it's September 21st, but I usually do month and year. So for the reasons I already mentioned, that's why I'm going with a stock Mopar filter in the case of my Ram. And one little thing too, to any of you who might be using an OE filter for that same reason, always buy it from a bricks and mortar dealership and save your sales receipt. And the reason for that is because many of these brands are known to have counterfeits out on the internet, and you don't know where you're truly getting them from. So if you want to guarantee, in the case of Mopar here, I want to know that I have a genuine Mopar filter, I want to buy it from my local Ram dealer or any dealer that deals in an FCA product. You get my drift. Already added one. I'm actually adding two, because these are 16 ounces, so two of these makes 32 ounces or a whole quart, because they got an oil cooler, big capacity, and it's not like it's caustic. So there's the Amsoil engine flush, and the engine's actually already hot too. I know last time with the Hyundai, I waited till the engine was completely cold, all the rest. Never got to talk to Amsoil directly, but based on what I saw in the forums, and I've asked, you know what? Nothing is gained from that. I thought I'll do it cold so it can thoroughly mix before it gets activated by the heat. No, nothing is gained from that. There's no adverse effects to that. You can still do it that way if you wish, but you also gain nothing, and you just make installing the Amsoil, take that much longer when it doesn't need to. So, just wanted to put that little tidbit out there. In there, the flush is in there. See, I got the heat blasting on the highest setting. Got my accelerated depressor now, much like what I used in the video with the Hyundai. And like the Hyundai video, I'll leave a link in the description to where you can get this tool. They still don't sell it at Amazon, but you can buy it directly from the Thexton website. Again, I'll leave the link in the description if you want to have one of your very own. So I'm only going to do that for like 5 minutes, and then the remaining 15 or so minutes, I'm just going to have it at idle. And then we'll drain the oil. Okay, so I am about to drain the oil. Already changed the oil filter off camera because of just the splattering and all. There we go. Okay. Actually came off nice and easy because I properly torqued it to spec. Hope I don't get any oil on this camera. Okay, can't see because me. Oh, well, that could have gone better, but no worries, no worries. I got some rags nearby, and now we drain this disgusting oil. Yeah, look at that drain. And I got a new drain plug anyhow, so once this is done draining and it cools down a smidge, I'm actually going to be chasing the threads on the oil pan before I put in the new drain plug. But it was a favorite part of many for the Amsoil change. The draining of that oil, just look at that drain out. And I only got 2,000 miles on this oil actually. So the Mobile 1 done, and look how blackened it already is. So that flush means business. And I meant to record the initial turning on of the motor when I had the flush in there. But the fluttering sound did go away too. These Hemis are known to have lifter noises as well. So, oh, someone's trying to splash right back at me. Okay, that's all there is to see. I'm just going to wait for this to finish draining 100%. And like I said, I'm going to chase the threads, stick the new plug in there, and then you get to see me pouring the Amsoil Signature Series. Okay, so the oil was done draining. One thing I wanted to touch up on before I pour in the liquid gold. Something to know about these Mopar drain plugs, or at least the ones used on the Ram. So there is actually no replacing the washer. And I don't know how well the camera's going to pick it up, but this is the old one. You see a bit of a groove here, like almost like an O-ring. Like when one O-rings the cylinder heads for a better seal. You see a little bit of shiny metal here in the end. So maybe these threads are wearing out. And I'm thinking what happens is after these come in and out so many times, the threads start to get really swagged. And that's the other thing too. I ended up not doing anything with the threads in the oil pan for two reasons. I just couldn't find my tap, which is M14 by 1.5, happens to be the same thread pitch as the wheel studs. But the other thing too is it's a tap. There is a big difference between a tap and a thread chaser. And the last thing you want to do in that oil pan is accidentally start cutting in a new set of threads. So I thought to myself, especially after what I saw here in the end of this drain plug, let's just see what screwing on a new one will do, and it worked. So the important thing to know is these don't have to be super tight. 25 foot-pounds, I believe. It's 25 to 30 foot-pounds. If your threads are good and this rubber seal here is in good condition, it should create the proper seal. If the threads are good, you torque the spec and it's leaking, this is bad. But this is made as one piece. It's modularized. I think that's how you say it. You just get a new drain plug. And they're cheap enough from the dealer. Get it from the dealer. The reason you want to get it from the dealer and not some Chinese crap from the box stores is engineering goes into the metallurgy of these plugs and pans. And they usually, or at least the factory ones, the way they do it is they make it so the metal is softer on the plug. So if something goes amok, you know, the plug will go before the pan. Now, that doesn't mean you start being careless during installation. Always hand tighten it and always torque at the proper spec. So, that's everything there on the drain plug. This is the old one. Out it goes. As for the oil filter, here's the old one. The Royal Purple 1048. And this one looks like I was able to put the month, the day, and the year. Today's September 21, so how about that? How interesting is that? Exactly 2,000 miles in 2 months. How about that? I just thought that was interesting to point out. As we go under the truck, here's the new filter with my 75K. Bring some light here. September 21. Alright, so my new plug is torqued. New filter's put in. Now, there's just one last thing to do, and it's the moment we've all been waiting for. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for, where I pour in the liquid gold Amsoil Signature Series 0W40. Okay. Already broke the seal loose off camera. Okay, let's pour it in. The liquid gold go right in. takes 7 quarts, and to be perfectly honest with all you good folks out there, to save some time and boredom, I already did the other 6 quarts off camera. I'm going to hold this upside down like this for a few minutes before we kick the engine over. Make sure that every last drop gets out of that bottle and into the motor. That's incredible. I will say, this is quite impressive. This sounds almost like it was brand new, if not better. This already sounds like a happier, healthier motor. So, Amsoil has done it again. Now I'm definitely going to try to get my mother and my brother to put their cars on Amsoil. My brother still has a few coupons up at the dealer. So once he's done using them up, then I am going to be switching his car over to Amsoil. But I want to thank Amsoil once more for a job well done. And it's good to know there's somebody out there who will help you with the cause and help you keep your car for many, many years. Because I want to have this truck for many years. I don't want to have to replace it another 3 years. So I'm very happy. And I haven't even driven the truck yet. And I'm just happy with how it started up and how it sounds. So I can't wait to take this thing out on the road. Well, that's pretty much all I got to show. So I did to this truck what I did with the Hyundai. That was the whole process of putting in the Amsoil. Only this time around I sped it up a little bit because of the things I know that weren't true that are true now. So was able to move that along. Glad I made the transformation. I still don't have the means to properly secure a camera in the car, or in my case, the truck, and go for a drive with it. But not to worry, because not only am I going to eventually get the equipment to mount the camera inside the car, I'm actually planning to get a better camera altogether. But that's going to be its own video. But anyhow, this was the putting in of Amsoil in this truck. Went over very well. I have a couple other issues I got to deal with, actually. An ABS wire fell out of its bracketry and ripped out, so I got to fix that. That might be the next video. And then I got to just try not to drive this truck because the drive shaft went bad. So that's pretty much it. And following up with the Hyundai, because this is all about the Amsoil, that car has been running fantastic. So I know this truck will too, especially if it's only a startup and it already sounded that great. So that's all I had to show you. Hope you enjoyed the video. Be safe out there and have a great day.